Well, student-led protests against the Israel-Hamas war have expanded in college towns across America.
Columbia University has begun suspending students for refusing to adhere to the university's calls to vacate an encampment. NBC's Bree Jackson is live in Washington. And Bree, schools are grappling with how to handle these demonstrations.
They are. Good morning, Dave, Danita. So protests at colleges and universities across the country continue to grow, even as more schools threaten academic consequences. A dramatic escalation overnight at Columbia University, where protesters entered a building on campus. Some demonstrators were seen breaking windows as others attempted to barricade themselves inside. Students are taking a stand at colleges and universities nationwide. They're calling for a ceasefire in Gaza and for schools to cut financial ties with Israel.
We demand divestment. We will not be moved unless by force.
On some campuses, police have arrested dozens of demonstrators. At Columbia University, which has become the epicenter of the movement, school officials have turned to suspending students.
So many of the students feel like our voices weren't being heard. We'd have protests, we'd have marches, we'd have petitions.
The growing calls for action come as $9 billion in aid makes its way to Gaza as part of the $95 billion package Congress passed last week. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in the Middle East, pressing for Israel to do more to protect civilians and for Hamas to release hostages.
Hamas has before it a proposal that is extraordinarily generous on the part of Israel. And in this moment, the only thing standing between the people of Gaza and a ceasefire is Hamas.
As ceasefire talks continue, so do protests. And later today, House Speaker Mike Johnson is set to make an announcement cracking down on what he says is anti-Semitism spreading through college campuses. Danita?
Well, Bree, you said that Secretary Blinken is in Jordan right now. Has there been any movement on ceasefire talks?
So right now we're told that Hamas is looking over a proposal to release the remaining hostages in stages. And in a significant move, senior administration officials say that Israel indicated it would accept a sustained ceasefire in Gaza lasting more than 6 weeks. That's something that the Biden administration has been pushing for.
All right, Bree Jackson reporting live from D.C. for us this morning. Thank you, Bree. Let's move closer to home right now. Protesters spent the night camped out at Case Western Reserve University.
Candace Hare joins us from there this morning. And Candace, university and students did come up with an agreement to allow them to stay the night.
That's exactly right, they did. And if you take a look behind me, you will see where they are staying in that fenced-off encampment. I can tell you this, just in my view alone, I can see roughly about 10 tents, and there's probably more behind that. That's just what I can see right in front of me. There's a handful of police officers as well who have gathered together near the outside of that encampment. But here, still in the early morning hours, things are relatively quiet at the moment. Students were seen out yesterday in more active scenes amidst their protests against the Israel-Hamas war. I want to take a look at some of that footage from yesterday from our crews who were here on campus when things were a bit more active. Protests here at Case Western University, they are just one of many we are seeing taking place across the country. But we're wondering, what are these students actually protesting? Now, they tell us they're calling for the university to divest from Israel. That means they want the university to cut ties from any companies doing business in Israel or profiting off of the war. Some students have told us here at Case Western Reserve University that they will stay out here until that happens.
In order to show our disapproval for our administration's investment and support for an apartheid regime that is currently committing genocide in Gaza.
So again, out here, things pretty quiet at the moment, but we're going to stay out here. We're going to continue to monitor things, and we're going to continue to work to learn more from students and staff on campus.
Candace here reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Candace.